We were just listening to a thought of Pravin Gordhan still expecting the ruling ANC to get that 50%. What is your sense?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of optimism and spinning by the ANC at this stage. I don't think it looks unlikely that they'll get over 50%, but most probably somewhere around the 45 and upwards seems likely at this stage.
So then where do they lose out on that percentage, on the majority?
Look, they lose it everywhere across the country. They have lost from their base support, which is mostly, of course, African support, black South Africans, but in particularly in KwaZulu-Natal, they've lost a lot of votes because, of course, of Jacob Zuma and the MK party. That is the second biggest province in South Africa in terms of voting numbers. And then they've also lost a lot of support in Gauteng, which is around Johannesburg, which is the biggest province in South Africa. And that hurts them.
And yet, Melanie, you say you bring up former President Jacob Zuma. You wrote a Bloomberg Opinion column that says he may not actually make the difference that a lot of people were expecting. Can you just explain that a little bit?
Well, first of all, he's not in Parliament. The IEC and then eventually the Constitutional Court ruled that he cannot stand as a candidate. And all that the MK party has to offer their voters at the moment is actually Jacob Zuma. There's not real policy and so on. So it's very much an anti-ANC vote and then a Jacob Zuma thing. And Jacob Zuma, of course, is also getting elderly. So for me, even though I'm sure they will get something like around 10% or just below around that number in this election, but very much a flash in the pan. One cannot see them in 5 years from now unless things change dramatically within that party, still being a real factor.
But then does it still have an impact on South Africa and on the democracy moving forward, especially because of some of the policies that they've been pushing for?
Yeah, not really, because remember, what ultimately happens is cabinet decides the way that the country will go forward and decides on policy. So MK will almost 100%, I can say that they will not be in cabinet, first of all. So all they can do is make a lot of noise in Parliament. At 10%, they're about 40 seats in Parliament, 11%, 44 seats in the National Parliament. So they'll make a lot of noise and they'll maybe disrupt Parliament and so on, but they won't have an impact on any of the policies. And that's equally true of any real coalition. The ANC is going to still be such a dominant factor that they won't really be able to make that much of a difference. So I think in the end, with all the noise that there is, it won't really make a big difference.
So then let's just talk about coalitions, Melanie, because a lot of people are expecting there to be a coalition. Can it work on a national level? I mean, we see in some provinces it does not work, but you've experienced coalitions to a certain extent. Could it work nationally?
Well, especially, we've seen at local government that it has been, actually the majority of local governments, it has worked, but they have been the smaller local authorities where we've seen the big disasters have been on the national level, on the bigger municipalities. And that's, of course, the concern that could you have coalitions that will collapse the country. If the ANC gets above 45%, I think it will be stable. I think it will be coalitions with the smaller parties or with independents, and I think that will be a fairly stable coalition. It's our current president, Cyril Ramaphosa's happy space to, include people, etc. And of course, we've had a history of, right in the beginning, what was called the Government of National Unity, where all the political parties were represented. The ANC has been in a coalition or a partnership through all these years with what's called the Tripartite Alliance with the trade unions and with the SACP. And they've also brought in little parties like Good, and even at some stage they had the Freedom Front Plus in. So we have done that on a national level. I think the only real risk is really, and what would concern markets and investors, is if they are forced to go into a coalition with the EFF, which we have seen at local government has been very unstable and also very radical policies and could be very disruptive. But I think otherwise, it will work, especially if the ANC is above 45%.
And does that mean Cyril Ramaphosa staying in the presidential position?
Definitely in the short term, he will be there. The question is more, does he stay over the long term? And that would be his choice ultimately. I think whenever he decides to leave, it's not going to be a messy transition. It will be a peaceful handover.